You're watching ABC 7 News at 4, starting with First Alert Weather.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. We'll get right to it, too. First Alert Weather showing some big storms right now, firing up along the sea breeze front with that east and northeast wind. And those storms have been producing some heavy rain and frequent lightning now, all up and down the coast and another section near Wauchula. The strongest cell by far now over Manatee County, northwest Bradenton, all the way out to Anna Maria Island. Also, right there near Venice, stretching northward up into Osprey. Now it's building off towards Siesta Key too, so it's kind of merging together there. Right now the heavy rainfall is occurring just north of Inglewood all the way through Osprey, and the storms are moving to the west at around 10 to 15 miles an hour. You can see a lot of lightning and heavy rain along I-75 into South Sarasota County, all the way through Nokomis. Rainfall rates about 1.5 inches per hour. And then as we go up north into Manatee County along Lido, stretching through all of Longboat Key now, all the way into Holmes Beach and in west portions of Bradenton. Boy, some tremendous lightning occurring near Bayshore Gardens and Whitney Beach, as well as into Holmes Beach. Now the storms are moving off to the west-southwest at 15 miles an hour. There's another patch of some moderate to heavy rainfall into Hardy County near Wauchula. And all this associated with that east to southeasterly wind flow. As far as the remnants of Gordon is concerned, it's still spinning over Arkansas right now, bringing rainfall into Louisiana. That dry air that had been in place yesterday has now shifted off into the Gulf, and a low pressure system in the upper levels of the atmosphere continues to work through the Bahamas, aiding these storms in the intensity that we're seeing right now, and that will continue again on Friday. Could have some problems with football Friday night. We'll take a look at Florence as well. The track of it is starting to get a little bit ominous for the United States. The details and all that coming up in a few minutes. Jacqueline Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to breaking news. Right now, word is slowly spreading about a major loss for the entertainment industry. One of its biggest and most popular stars, Burt Reynolds, has passed away.
His manager confirming the actor passed away at the age of 82 after suffering a heart attack. Reynolds died this morning at Jupiter Medical Center in South Florida. He was one of the most popular actors of the 1970s and 80s. His first major break was in TV in the popular Gunsmoke series. Reynolds went on to star in other major roles, including Smokey and the Bandit, Cannonball Run, and Deliverance. Despite his charming smile and success, critics rarely gave him credit, but that all changed when Reynolds received an Oscar nomination for his role in the film Boogie Nights. He continued acting for decades and was even in the middle of filming a movie when he passed away. Here at home right now, the Suncoast appears to be getting a break in our red tide outbreak.
But the red tide may have a long-lasting impact on our very crucial tourism industry. When you look on Facebook, you still see pictures of dead fish and sea animals and the water being a brownish red color. But the reality is it's not quite like that anymore. It might have been that way a few weeks ago, but lately the Suncoast beaches are back to what they used to be. But what is missing from the scene is people. Local tourism agencies are now trying to reverse the quick spread of photos and videos on social media to let people know that life's a beach again here in Sarasota County. Tonight at 6, we'll hear exactly what they're doing to get the word out, plus what beachside businesses are doing to get people in their stores.
New at 4, 2 more deaths likely due to red tide outbreak. Mote Marine Lab officials now say 2 of the 3 pygmy killer whales that were rescued last week have died. The whales were found stranded on Clearwater Beach. Mote officials say the pygmy killer whale named Lightning was the sickest and died yesterday. The other whale named Bolt died earlier today. Mote is still caring for 1 rescued whale, which is in critical condition. Now to a follow-up on those 6 seabirds found on Suncoast beaches last month. Save Our Seabirds releasing 35 birds they've been caring for as a result of red tide. Last month, the nonprofit breaking its own record when 44 sick birds were brought in over the course of just 1 day. Now the survivors are back at Lido Beach with a clean bill of health, ready for what comes next.
They're super happy and they can get back on with their migration. A lot of them had traveled from the Arctic, and they're going to continue on to South America.
Now, officials with Save Our Seabirds say that while they are still getting in a few birds suffering from red tide, the number has dropped significantly. And remember, you can see all of our red tide coverage in one place. Just go to our website, mysuncoast.com/red tide. Jacqueline joins us now with the latest on the death of a toddler in Pinellas County.
Scott, the mother of 2-year-old Jordan Bellevue, only had custody for about 3 months before he died. Now the foster parents who took care of that little boy before he was returned to his mother coming forward. Sam and Juliet Warren were Jordan's foster parents from January 2017 to May of this year. But in May, he was reunited with his birth mom, Sharice Stinson. Police say Stinson admitted on Tuesday to killing her son. Now Jordan's former foster parents speaking out. They say if it wasn't for a court order from Stinson trying to get Jordan back, the boy would still be alive.
He flourished and grew in a community that loved him deeply as well. We hope that Jordan's loss will lead to the change that is needed to protect other endangered children in the system. Jordan was failed by the system.
Stinson appeared in court yesterday and is being held in the Pinellas County Jail without bond on her first-degree murder charge. Stinson's family also says she's currently pregnant with her second child. In Sarasota, detectives have arrested a man for allegedly having a large amount of child pornography on his iPad. Reagan Stunkel is facing 40 counts of sexual performance by a child. He's being held without bond and will be arraigned in 5 weeks. Police say more charges are likely. A developing story in Cincinnati where a gunman opened fire at a bank, killing 3 people and wounding 5 others. Police responded to an emergency call around 9 o'clock this morning, just after the gunman entered a loading dock and opened fire. The police chief says the suspect then walked into the lobby of the bank where several police officers were able to engage with him. The suspect is dead and 2 others are injured. The motive for that shooting is still unclear. The Republican and Democratic nominees for governor in Florida have selected their running mate. Republican nominee Ron DeSantis has selected Miami State Representative Jeanette Nunez as his running mate. Nunez is the first Cuban-American woman to run for lieutenant governor of Florida. Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum is picking Orlando area businessman Chris King as his running mate as he seeks to become the first Democrat elected Florida governor since 1994. Well, it's day 3 of the Senate confirmation hearings for Judge Brett Kavanaugh. Even before the hearing started, protesters opposed the nomination of Kavanaugh. Inside the courtroom, questions of executive power coming up repeatedly.
Will you take yourself out of ruling on any of the issues involving his personal criminal or civil liability?
Senator, I think to be consistent with the principle of independence of the judiciary, I should not and may not make a commitment about how I would handle a particular case.
And I am troubled and disturbed by your refusal.
The New York Times published an email showing Kavanaugh in 2003 discussing how the Roe v. Wade decision that legalized abortion nationwide in 1973, quote, settled law of the land. Well, let's send it back to Scott for a new edition that could be coming soon to Charlotte County Schools. Scott?
Yeah, Charlotte County Development is looking toward the future. Babcock Ranch unveiling plans for self-driving school buses. These buses are a first of their kind and are supposed to start shuttle transportation in the fall. Now, more than 300 students are expected to use the buses. For now, the buses will use a designated pickup drop-off area, but designers plan to eventually offer door-to-door service on demand through a mobile app. That's cool. Still ahead, Senator Bill Nelson of Florida is trying to get medical marijuana for veterans. We'll hear how some veterans think that proposal will help them. And a felony suspect's escape from police was thwarted by, of all things, Florida's infamous algae blooms. Plus, a recall alert for nearly 2 million pickup trucks and a nationwide recall on chicken products that you should throw out immediately.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
Judy here, I think hospice was a tremendous source of support for her.
Absolutely. With Jennifer and Kimberly and Liza's constant contact with us, coming in, just knowing that there was someone with knowledge there to back us up, to answer our questions. It made a world of difference.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs Right at Home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call Right at Home.
Get the right care right at home.
For upscale dining with an unparalleled Gulf view, find your way to Finn's at Sharkey's. Finn's at Sharkey's, breaking the surface of extraordinary dining.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone. Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country, right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Senator Bill Nelson of Florida has proposed a Veterans Medical Marijuana Safe Harbor Act. This would allow VA doctors to prescribe cannabis to veterans in states where medical marijuana is legal, which includes Florida. Now, with medical marijuana being a controversial topic, we spoke to some of your neighbors to see how they feel about the proposal. A veteran told us that in the past he had been addicted to drugs prescribed to him through the VA, but now that he uses medical marijuana to help his PTSD, he finds it helps and he doesn't feel addicted. On the other hand, Sarasota County Commissioner Michael Moran says that while he supports our veterans, he cannot support the smoking of marijuana as a mental health solution. Coming up at 6, you'll hear hear more on why Vietnam vet says medical marijuana helped his PTSD. Jacqueline is in the newsroom now for a look at what's trending today.
Scott, a suspect who tried to run away from police into a Florida canal got taken down by toxic algae in the water. Take a look.
Send me a throw line if you got one.
I'm going to die!
Hang tight.
No.
Reach down. Can you touch the bottom?
No.
Well, it all started when Cape Coral police conducted a traffic stop and the driver ran away. The man jumped into a nearby canal in an attempt to escape, but toxic algae blooms in the canal turned that pursuit into a rescue operation. The suspect began pleading for help after ingesting the foul water. He was later arrested, hosed off, and taken to a hospital to be checked out. Now to another rescue operation in Los Angeles when a woman driving to work heard a meow coming from underneath her car. When the woman stopped the car, she realized there was a kitten trapped in her wheel well. Firefighters and animal control refused to respond to her calls, saying there was nothing that they could do. So a family friend brought some tools and went to work trying to get that scared kitten out. The kitten was later named Miracle. We'll talk about a nice shot. Drake's concerts are already pretty high energy shows, but when a fan nailed a half-court shot at his show in Montreal, the crowd went crazy. Not to mention that shot was worth $25,000. Well, let's send it back to Scott in the studio for an important recall about one of America's best-known vehicles.
That's right, Jacqueline. Ford is recalling about 2 million F-150 pickup trucks due to a seatbelt issue. The seatbelt pretensioners can create sparks that could start a fire. Ford said it's aware of 17 cases where that's happened in the U.S. and another 6 in Canada, but no one was hurt. The vehicles included in the recall are model years 2015 to 2018, Ford F-150 regular cab and Super Crew cab vehicles. Owners can take those vehicles to a dealer for a free repair. Wayne Farms is issuing a nationwide recall on a variety of its chicken products. The company is recalling more than 430,000 pounds of chicken due to the possibility of pieces of metal being mixed in with the food. The impacted products are frozen, fully cooked chicken products. The chicken was shipped to distributors, restaurants, and processing locations across the country. Some major changes are coming to Burberry. The fashion brand now says it will no longer destroy old merchandise. This comes after the company's annual report showed it destroyed over $38 million worth of merchandise last year. Instead, the company will now expand its programs to recycle, reuse, or donate items it cannot sell. Let's get now to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for more on our First Alert forecast today. Bob?
Scott, tremendous rainfall right now and some big storms moving through parts of the Suncoast. You can see from the tower cam looking out, actually this is Lakewood Ranch, showing some heavy weather at times moving through, and then we got a little break there now. So things are calming down east of the interstate, but near the coastline the storms have been pretty heavy, and that's a result of that east wind, also an increased moisture and a little instability. Upper level low continues to hang around and will do so again tomorrow and Saturday before things start to change a little bit as we move into Sunday. But most of the storms continue to move off to the west. This large area of heavy rainfall near Wauchula has come to an end and pushing off to the north. Still some rain around there, but for the heavy weather it's lessening now. Still rain, pretty heavy now from just south of Venice, north of Inglewood, all the way through Nokomis, Osprey, and into Palmer Ranch. It's starting to end here in downtown Sarasota. Still some heavy lightning, though, even behind the heavy rainfall up near Bayshore Gardens and stretching off toward Anna Maria Island and Longboat Key. Right now, a tremendous amount of lightning, and a lot of that positive strikes carry a little bit more amperage and causes a lot more damage when they strike. Over just the last 10 minutes or so, 251 strikes have been positive strikes at that. And the rain is heavy. Anna Maria Island down to street level we go, and up to 2 inches per hour. As you see right there near Key, Royale Drive, also Gulf Drive, Marina Drive, all getting inundated with some heavy rainfall causing some localized street flooding. We're starting to see a little bit more yellow here and orange. That means the rain is starting to come to a slight stop, and it will be in the next half hour. This rain should be moving out of here. Perico Way, some heavy weather along State Road 64. And then on Longboat Key, Longboat Pass, some heavy rainfall stretching down south all the way into Osprey Point. You can see that stretching up to Goud Street and US 41 near Central Parkway Plaza. Some pretty heavy rainfall there. On Siesta Key, just a tremendous downpour. But the news is this is going to continue to move off to the west. It'll start to slowly come to an end here in the next, as I mentioned, 20 minutes to half hour. And then a chance for a few pop-up showers as we take you through the rest of the evening. That chance, though, at 30%. So the forecast tonight calling for most of the rain to be over, say around 8 o'clock. And then we'll see fair skies overnight. Showers and storms coming back into play. Tomorrow afternoon, football Friday night, right around the kickoff time, could see some big storms once again. I don't think it'll rain the entire game, but we are going to see that possibility of delays as we move through time. Well, that dry air that was around yesterday, we still had a few showers, has now kicked off into the Gulf. This upper level low continues to be the culprit for increased activity. Well, get a look at what happened 24 hours ago. This was a Category 4 hurricane, and then shear. It ran into shear, strong winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere on the southwest side, and you can hardly see the eye anymore. It's really fallen apart. This is Florence. It's way out there in the Atlantic, but this is one to watch because things are a little confusing to the models. 105-mile-an-hour winds. Notice on day 5, it will be anywhere from a couple hundred, several hundred miles north of where it is there in the center or to the south. And there's a big spread, too, as far as Florence goes. There will be some big impacts along the east coast of the United States, even on Monday, with some high surf generating from that system. As far as the models go, get a look at that. This was a UK Met model, keeping it on a more westerly course. It's all the way to the northeast there. That's 1,000 miles spread when it comes to that storm. And get a look at the Euro forecast. This is the European model. It's done so well as of late, takes it right in toward the Carolina coast, and that's by Thursday of next week. So that bears watching. This one also we're keeping an eye on as it moves off to the west. There's a good chance it too will develop into a tropical depression or tropical storm within the next day or so. We'll keep an eye on that for you. As far as the forecast goes for boaters, winds out of the east turning to the northwest. A light chop in the bays and inland waters. The extended forecast then, good chance for storms Friday, Saturday. Tapers on Sunday as the wind shift changes and a little drier air moves in, and then we're back to those afternoon storms come Tuesday. The weather app, that's right. We've got to tell you about it because right now you can download it for free. You can go to our website and actually click on the tab. You'll see download apps right there, and just click on that and go ahead and check out where these storms are going and where they're heading, and can also detect how far the lightning is away from you. And it's close to everyone right now, Scott.
Yeah, we could hear it outside our studio here. Well, Bob, there's another major fire burning in Northern California. Authorities say the Delta Fire is north of Redding, and it's grown now to 15,000 acres in less than a day. Crews built fire lines throughout the morning today. More than 600 people are fighting this fire. Evacuations remain in effect for several small mountain communities.
And the fire's going out west. The fire's quick growth also was fueled partly by warm weather and winds. And officials are not anticipating much relief today. In fact, parts of an interstate are shut down for safety concerns. Officials said the blaze was ignited, you guessed it, by a person, but investigators did not provide additional information on that.
Well, rescuers are rushing to unearth survivors and restore power today in Japan. They've had a double hit this week. After a powerful earthquake jolted the country's northernmost main island, a Japanese government spokesman says at least 7 people have been confirmed dead. The quake causing roads to buckle, homes to be knocked off their foundations, and entire hillsides to collapse.
Yes, the magnitude 6.7 quake cut power to around 3 million homes after a thermal power plant was damaged. The earthquake comes on the heels of that deadly typhoon lashing the western portion of Japan over the past few days. Jebi, the strongest typhoon to hit the country in 25 years, killed 10 people and caused widespread damage and disruption.
All right, Bob, thank you. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a viral Facebook post shows how a police officer helped out an elderly woman in a big way during an encounter at a gas station.
I'm Joey Panic from Suncoast View. Coming up Friday morning at 9, from the big screen to the Suncoast, we've got one of the child stars of the film The Sandlot. And we're going to chat with him about his film career and his new business that he's opened up right here on the Suncoast. Plus, we're going to get some tips in Financial Friday, and our friends from Madison's will be in the kitchen. All of that is coming up tomorrow morning at 9.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too. Gettle's got it. Visit Gettle.com.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
A police officer in Michigan is getting kudos for kindness and going above and beyond the call of duty. Officer Todd Bing noticed an elderly woman in need at a local gas station. She had barely enough cash to get a gallon of fuel. Without making a big deal about it, he put an extra $20 in to help fill up her tank. Well, it turns out Dolores has been through a lot, struggling to make ends meet since her husband passed away a few years ago.
I guess his dad must have sent him there for me, you know.
That interaction there was kind of just had nothing to do with, for me in the moment, being a police officer. It was just a human thing.
Story was posted on social media and generated a wave of goodwill in response to that officer's kindness. We're just getting started here on ABC 7. Let's get back to Jacqueline now in the newsroom for some of the other stories we're working on tonight.
Scott, employees with the Manatee County School District are reporting problems with their paychecks, and with another pay period coming up, teachers are concerned. Coming up tonight at 5, we'll dive deeper into this issue. And at 6, we'll show you the master plan the designers of Sarasota's Bay Project created and what it all includes. And tonight at 7, one of the area's top mental health facilities is under the microscope after the suicides of 2 people. Let's send it back to Bob in the studio for a final look at our forecast.
Well, heading out to the beaches, most of the storms will be offshore by then for sunset. We're looking for partly cloudy skies, a chance for a few scattered showers. Northeast winds will be at 5 to 10. Sunset at 7:45. Had a beautiful picture yesterday. This was last night. Stone Castle getting this with a bit of lightning off in the Gulf. We had a brilliant lightning display too last night around 10, 11 o'clock, and you can see quite a bit of lightning still occurring near Anna Maria Island, stretching just offshore now of looks like Siesta Key. That activity just about ready to clear off to the west-southwest, and it looks as though we'll see a few pop-up showers here and there for the next couple of hours, and then things will start to calm down here. As I mentioned, that rainfall getting set to pull out of Sarasota, at least it has already in Siesta Key for the most part. Still dangerous though to go outdoors because we are getting some lightning beyond and back behind that heavy rainfall. Venice, you're looking much better now after a pretty heavy rainfall moved through there. Rainfall rates at one point were up to over 1.5 inches. In Manatee County, still near Bayshore Gardens, near El Conquistador, 53rd Street, all the way up into Anna Maria Island. Still pretty heavy rain there. More in the forecast coming up at 5. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us on ABC 7 News at 4. We'll see you again at 5.